Hi guys, Tom McGrath here. I wanted to show you the footwork progression we use in the Dirty Dozen warm-up drill, especially the extended version. So I'm going to start with technique one. For beginners, there's three stages on this: beginners, intermediate, and advanced. And the beginners essentially have no footwork, having a long forward stance. Just want them to have the knee over the foot, essentially just giving them a good stable base. Again, there's a warm-up, so we're warming up the joints on this, and they're going to start up here and just do a broken number one strike. Going to do this slowly to get not only the muscles warmed up, but the ligaments and tendons warmed up. Now, when you go to the intermediate people, they're going to be doing reverse one. And as they do this, I like to start them very often with what I call replacement stepping. When we first learned, let's say the Absidero to Hongahe, we would do striking and simply move the feet back and forth. And that's basically a neurological placeholder for a basic side step, which we would learn later. And it's good when you have a large group and you don't want them bumping into each other. And if you have beginners, essentially what you're doing is, you might start off with learning the strikes with no footwork, but you want them to get an idea of footwork down. If they do that replacement step, which is simply transferring the feet without bobbing their head up and down, because you don't want to take the time to do that in combat, they're getting foot placement, they're getting a signal from the brain through the nervous system down to the legs to move their legs, but you don't necessarily have to have them do the complexity of the footwork movement at that point. So the intermediate stage for technique one would be reverse one with the replacement step. And you can do this with a non-opposing footwork, meaning the right leg is forward and the right hand is forward, or an opposing gait footwork. And there are pros and cons of each. The opposing gait footwork is kind of, I call it the speed step. The non-opposing gait would be your power step. Now we go to advanced footwork or advanced practice of this. We'll do 4 angles of sidestepping. So I'll start here and I'll strike to the front, which turns me to the side, cut the side guy, then I'll change on the forward step. That gives me a side step and hot side, and then over. So you're doing your butterflies for both. You're doing your sidestepping, so do it just by itself. So I have that light lead foot. I sidestep to my left, go to center, do the switch step from that transfer footwork, and then sidestep right. So you want to do that and let their eyes point to the target they're hitting until it's hit, and then they switch over. And the advanced version of technique one. Now, I want to also give you an alternative to number 11, which is our vertical strike. And I've noticed that a lot of the beginners have trouble with that transfer. So a nice, easy version for them to learn is simply do the transfer by itself. So they're getting a shoulder width or wider stance, knees are bent, try to keep them over the feet so you don't wind up with joint problems in the knees. And you kind of do the it tastes good movement with the arms. Basically, they're circling upward close to the body, downward away from the body. And that would be the transfer in 11. Intermediates will do this on one side of the body. And especially because this cut takes a lot of room when you do it both sides, there's a nice one to do basically stationary during the warm-up drill. When you have a big class in perhaps a small room, you may not have enough floor space to have people do footwork on this. So that helps. And then for the advanced people, they will simply, cut to either side. Make sure their knees stay bent. Try to keep the stick at head height. Don't go after the ceiling. Especially with the advanced people. You want this to be more like a combat scenario where they're cutting, protecting just the height of their own body. And that's an alternative to number 11 in the Pekiti-Tirsia expanded version.